One bright and sunny afternoon, a curious boy named Milo wandered into the woods behind his house. Milo was always looking for something new to discover, whether it was a hidden treasure or an interesting bug. But today, as he wandered deeper into the forest, something caught his eye, a treehouse tucked high in the branches of an ancient oak tree. The treehouse was old and worn, with wooden planks creaking in the breeze. But what made it special was the glowing light coming from the small window. It shimmered in every color of the rainbow, almost as if it was alive. Milo couldn't resist. He climbed the ladder, his heart racing with excitement. As soon as he stepped inside, he gasped. The inside of the treehouse was nothing like he expected. The walls were lined with glowing books, maps of distant lands, and strange, twinkling objects he couldn't recognize. A soft voice echoed in the room. "Welcome, Milo." Milo spun around to see an old, wise owl perched on a wooden beam. Who are you?" he asked. "I am Professor Whimsy," the owl replied with a nod. "And this," he spread his wings wide, "is a magic treehouse. It can take you anywhere you wish to go, through time, space, and imagination. All you need to do is choose where you'd like to visit." Milo's eyes widened. "Anywhere? Really?" "Indeed," said Professor Whimsy, "but remember, every adventure comes with a lesson. Are you ready to learn?" Milo nodded eagerly. "I'm ready." The owl flapped his wings, and the room around Milo began to swirl with colors. The books floated off the shelves, and the floor transformed into a soft, grassy meadow. A gentle breeze blew through the open windows. "Where would you like to go first?" asked Professor Whimsy. Milo thought for a moment. "I want to see a land full of dragons." With a flick of the owl's wing, the treehouse began to lift off the ground, floating through the air like a leaf on the wind. Soon, they landed in a vast, rocky valley surrounded by towering mountains. Milo gasped in awe. There, flying high above, were dragons of all shapes and sizes, some with shimmering scales, others with wings that stretched wide like sails. The dragons soared and swooped, playing in the sky as if they had no care in the world. But when one of them noticed Milo standing below, it glided down and landed gently beside him. It was a huge, golden dragon, with eyes that sparkled like the stars. "Hello, young one," the dragon said in a deep, rumbling voice. "I am Zephyr. What brings you to our valley?" Milo was a little nervous but brave enough to answer, "I just wanted to see the dragons, and I want to learn how to be as brave as you." Zephyr chuckled softly. Bravery isn't about being fearless. It's about facing your fears and helping others, even when you're afraid. Watch. With a flick of his tail, Zephyr flew up to a nearby cliff, where a small dragon was stuck. The little dragon was scared to fly and had fallen into a tricky spot. Zephyr swooped down, gently lifting the dragon onto his back and flying him to safety. "Bravery," said Zephyr, "is about lending a wing to those who need it most." Milo smiled. "I'll remember that." With a flap of Professor Whimsy's wings, the treehouse began to lift again, taking Milo to a new place. This time, they landed in a peaceful meadow full of talking animals. A clever fox approached Milo and said, "Would you like to learn the value of friendship?" "Yes, please," Milo replied. The fox led him to a group of animals, rabbits, squirrels, and deer, who were all working together to build a shelter from the storm. Milo watched in wonder as they shared tasks, communicated with each other, and helped one another without hesitation. "See," the fox said, "true friendship is built on trust and cooperation. Alone, we are small, but together, we can accomplish anything." Milo felt warmth in his heart. He had made new friends that day, and he understood how important it was to care for one another. As the sun began to set, the treehouse drifted back toward the woods behind Milo's house. The adventure was over, but the lesson stayed with him. Thank you, Professor Whimsy, Milo said, smiling. I learned so much today. You are always welcome here, Milo, the owl replied. Remember, the magic of this treehouse is not just in the places you visit, but in the lessons you carry with you. Milo climbed down from the treehouse and waved goodbye to his new friends. As he walked back home, he couldn't wait to return for more adventures, knowing that every journey would teach him something important about courage, kindness, and the magic of friendship. And so, Milo's adventures in the magic treehouse were just beginning.